Cool. So what we have coming up, just some announcements. We have a lot of new faces in our team, so make sure you check out our team page for the new coaches joining, and all the recognition is in our team community page. We have that team community page for the updates and recognition and events and shout outs, and if anything that I come across that I feel would be beneficial to everybody, including those that just are simply getting a discount and then they don't want to work the business at all, I will be posting it in the community page. So just so we know that that's what that's all used for. Anybody can post in that group. Anybody can share stuff. In fact, I encourage you to, because I'm sure you guys probably get sick of just continuously seeing me throw stuff up all the time. So that will be for that. And I also have a new coach mentorship group that I plug all my new coaches into after we've done your getting started call. And also I have a builders page. So the builders page is my coaches who are building a business. That's what that group is for. And it is after you've done your getting started call and you've kind of gotten some of those first wins, then I put you in that builders group so that you can build your business and you have a place to contact me, connect with me, and the rest of the women on our team that are building a business as well. So just so we know, you have lots of different places to be plugging into. And don't forget, every Monday morning, there is the national wake-up call, more or less international wake-up call, because I think it's open to Canada and the UK. But it is just a call where a coach that is doing something really great in the business at the time hops on and shares their tips and everything that's working for them. And it's literally like the best of the best in the business that just are sharing everything that they're doing. And so it's really cool to be able to learn from so many other coaches in the network that are just crushing it and doing amazing and having great success and building a team and duplicating their success as well throughout their organization. And so, and just what they're doing to influence on social media and just how they're evolving their business. And so that's every Monday morning. That for me is, and no matter what of my day and week, like I won't go to bed tonight until I listen to the recording of that, because it's part of my business. It's part of my job. Just as if I were to have an assignment at a 9 to 5, I would have to complete it before I left and before I clocked out, right? And this is no different. And I'm going to talk about, this kind of brings me into our topic tonight, because it's really, I'm going to talk about how to start successfully, and not even just start successfully, but like just your mindset around the business and what truly can come of it if you do the work and if you do all the things that you're supposed to be doing and are willing to do it. So we have the National Wake Up Call Monday morning always, and like I said, that's a no matter what. Every single Monday you should be tuning into that, listening to that with the recording, getting on live if you can. But that's just a really important call as well. And then obviously our team call Monday night at 8:30, different topic every night. Sometimes I have guest speakers come on, sometimes it's me, sometimes we just do a Q&A, sometimes we just chat, whatever we need at the time. So that's really exciting too. And again, it's like, a team call, like this is where one of the things you should be plugging into as a coach. You should, if you are a business builder, building your team and wanting to get something out of your business, then you should be plugging into the calls. You should be plugging into the team page. You should be plugging into the National Wake Up Call, and just kind of, like being a business owner and being responsible for those different aspects of your business as well, the things that you're just supposed to be doing anyway. And then the other important announcement, we have Coach Summit coming up in July, and that's our yearly big coach Team Beachbody Coach Summit celebration. And it's a 3-day event, Thursday, Friday, Saturday in Indianapolis this year. It was in Indianapolis last year also, and we're going back again this year. And it's basically like a big Team Beachbody conference for every single coach in the network, even if, my mom, for example, she's been a discount coach for 7 years. Like it'd be for her. It's for everybody, and including those of us that want to build a business, that are building a business, that want to learn how to. It's just a big, huge, fun event. There's live workouts with super trainers that you get to do. There's a big super workout that's on the last day where it's everybody, and we shut down like the big main street. And it's just a lot of fun. There's a lot of different leadership trainings. There's a lot of different, just where you're at in your level or where you're at in your business. They're doing it different this year. So they're like breaking it up into, depending on where you're at in your business, that's the training that you're going to get versus just throwing people into and letting them pick. You're going to be assigned the training that you need based on where you're at, which is really cool. And I think it will be very, very beneficial to everybody. And we will do a team dinner. I have a hotel room. We'll have a couple joining hotel rooms. And a couple years ago, we got a house, and that was a lot of fun. I got a house for there was a handful of us that went of my team. I got a house for us, and that was a lot of fun. Last year I did a hotel, and it was connected right to the event. So that was really cool. So I'm like, we're going to do that again. It was just right there. So it'll be a lot of fun. We'll do a team dinner and just have a lot of fun. It's a chance for you to meet your teammates, for you to connect, for you to be surrounded by the network of coaches. And Summit, my first year as a coach. So I signed up in September, and then that following June is when it was always when I started as a coach. It changed my business, and every year Summit has been the thing that has changed my business the most, and changed my mindset around my business, and changed my behavior and my action steps, and my commitment, and my relighting my fire and my focus and all those things. And so live events continue to build my business, whether it's Summit or we have a quarterly Super Saturday, which is like a mini summit, depending on where you live. Some are really big and huge, like 200-300 people. Ours around South Dakota, because we just don't have, a huge, big city and stuff like that. We get a handful, maybe 75. I don't know that we've ever had maybe 100 was our most, maybe not quite 100. And so it's just a lot of fun. Live events are huge and critical to your business. It's like missing a party and then having somebody like try to tell you what you missed. You're like, I don't care. I wasn't there, and it's not fun to me for you to tell me about it and talk about it. I want to be there. So those are a couple of fun, exciting things happening. And then Super Saturday will be the following weekend right after Summit. So it'll be like a Summit recap at the Super Saturday. So if you're not local to me around here, if you go to, I think you can now go to like supersaturday.com, or in your back online office, it lists places that are close to you that people are hosting Super Saturdays. So, and if you can't find that, just ask, or if you ever have a question about that. But so let's roll into tonight. It's not going to be super long. I'm going to kind of fly through. I talk fast anyway, the way it is. So I just want you to make sure that you have a pen and paper, and that you can write down some things that like catch your attention, that, if I throw out some like phrases or something, every single time that you hear a training, or you hear a coach speak, or any personal development, or any professional development or business training, any education or anything that you get in this business, how I do it is I listen first, and then I re-listen, and I take notes. And then the third time that I listen, I take a to-do list, and I write a to-do list down, and that's what I implement. So most of the time I listen or watch something 2 to 3 times, because I can't absorb that quickly in my brain. And so just a good kind of practice to get into, everything that you're reading and listening, you have to turn around and apply it, or you're wasting your time. And in this business, you have to be a student, but you also have to be a teacher and a doer, because that's what this business is. If you're not implementing, right, like you're just wasting your time by listening and reading. just to get motivated, but you don't need motivation. You need to take action. So I want to talk to you tonight about just that, about how to start successfully, and not even just start successfully, but have the mindset around, and if I'm looking down, it's just because I'm looking at my notes, but just to have the mindset around what this business really takes, because so often we get into this business, and I did too. And I honestly, I try to think back 7 years when I started. I just remember, like, what I remember the most about when I started was it took me about 4 months to say yes to coaching, to like work the business. And I had no clue about working, what that meant. All I knew was that I loved the workouts. I was doing the workouts anyway before I was even introduced to the business side. And I love the workouts, and I could talk about the workouts. Like, I could tell everyone about them because I loved them, and I was doing them and getting results, and they were fun. And fitness was fun for me because of the Beachbody workouts that I had been doing. So I could talk about that. My first time trying Shakeology, I went to a Shakeology party. The first time I tried it, it tasted like mud, like dirt. I hated it. I threw it in the garbage and I left, and I was like, that's disgusting. I don't care how good for it is for me. It's gross, and I'm not drinking that. And I'm sure as hell not going to spend $130 a month just to be a coach, like to drink it when it's gross. So then 4 months later is when I signed up to be a coach, because I did my own research on Shakeology. I made it my ways. I found my favorite recipes and tweaked it. And here's the difference. I saw this business, this opportunity, as a vehicle for me to be a solution to the problems I was having. So it didn't matter how awful Shakeology tasted 4 months later. I was going to make it work regardless. Of course I had to like it, and I had to be able to talk about it and drink it myself, because if I'm not using the products, then I'm not going to tell other people to do it, because you can't build a business like that. That's like opening a clothing store and telling everyone else you open, Megan's boutique, and you tell everyone to go shop at Melissa's boutique because I have all of Melissa's clothes on. Like, that doesn't make sense. If you're going to be a coach and you want to build a business and you want to work the business, you have to use the products, right? And so all I knew was that I wanted to make this work. I saw this as a vehicle. I saw this as an opportunity. I saw it as a way to get me from point A to point B. I already love the workouts. I already now found Shakeology recipes that I loved and that I craved. Couple weeks in, I was already feeling amazing from Shakeology alone. Like, my cravings were busted, and I'm the type of person that could eat all day long and eat all night long until I go to bed. And sometimes I still do, but Shakeology saved me from that 95% of the time. But so then I was drinking the pre-workout at the time. I was drinking the post-workout. Like, I was bleeding Beachbody Blue, because I knew that I had to be able to get behind the products, and I was getting behind the products, and I already saw amazing results from the fitness and nutrition alone. Remember, 7 years ago when I started, there were no challenge packs. There was no Beachbody On Demand. There was one or two flavors of Shakeology that came out when I was a coach, like 2 years after I was a coach. There was no Energize. It was a different pre-workout. There was no Recover. It was there was no Beach Bars or anything. Like, it was just baseline stuff. And so every month I was buying a new workout program. Every month I was buying Shakeology, and every month I was buying my other supplements. But I knew, because I had the mindset of what this business would take, and I knew that I had to lead by example. I knew that I couldn't put in minimal effort and expect maximum results. That doesn't work with anything, right? That doesn't work with anything. So you have to understand, you can't put in minimal effort and expect maximum results, and then tell yourself that in 3 months, because you're not turning over a profit, that this doesn't work, right? Because we have to take ownership for where we're at, and we have to take ownership for what we're doing and what our habits are, and the person that we are right now. Because the person that you are right now is not going to be the person that is going to be where the person you are now is not going to be the person that you need to be when you want to reach those goals that you have for yourself. For me, when I started, I just wanted my Shakeology paid for. So I wanted a discount, and then I wanted to earn back my initial investment every month of my program. It was a brand new program every month. Then it was Shakeology. So like $300. Now we have BOD. So really it's earning back your Shakeology plus maybe your Energize. So you're not buying a new program necessarily every month. I still buy all the new programs. Like I make the same investment as I ask my customers to every single month or every quarter. If we have a new program, I have to still buy the Ultimate Portion Fix. I have to still buy Shakeology every month, Energize. We get the beach bars. We have Recover coming. I have Hydrate coming because it's a healthy Gatorade for my kids. And so this summer we make healthy like popsicles with Hydrate. And so I am taking ownership of where I was with my habits. Not only was I depressed, I was unfulfilled. I hated the 9 to 5. And not just because I didn't like absolutely love what I was doing, because I didn't really. I was a physical therapist. I went to school for physical therapy assisting, and came out of graduating and, you know, worked in pediatrics and, you know, did outpatient. And then I moved back home because I got married and there was nothing available. So I worked like PRN at the hospital here. And so I was working at the hospital, physical therapy. I was also working a desk job. I was also teaching fitness classes because that was something I absolutely loved. And I thought, if I'm going to be working so much, like I'm actually going to do something that I love and get paid to do it. And so I was working 3 or 4 jobs at the time when I started coaching. You talk about like being busy. When I get, when people tell me like, I already work a full-time job. There's no way I have time to be a coach. Really? Are you playing on Snapchat with your filters? Because if you have time to do that, you have time to build a business, right? So I digress. So I was busy, but I was so unfulfilled and living paycheck to paycheck. And I was buried in student loans, and I had physically hit a plateau, not only mentally and emotionally, but like I'd physically hit a plateau. The last 10 pounds I had like wouldn't budge. And yet I was working out at the gym for an hour, probably longer, and eating healthy, or so what I thought was healthy. And I just was like in this place of stuck. Like I just felt like I was stuck. And then come Beachbody, come coaching, not just Beachbody, but coaching and the business and the community and the people and the accountability groups and the new circle of people that I was surrounding myself with helped to kind of bridge that gap of, okay, I see this as an opportunity to get to where I want to go. And I'm slowly coming out of like that fog, and I'm finding fulfillment, and I'm surrounding myself with women who have similar goals as me and that want the same things out of life that I do. And I'm being exposed to what's possible in this business. My coach, Christina, she's a multi 7-figure earner. She's been a coach for 10 years. Multi 7-figure earner. That didn't happen overnight. She started at 0. Everybody in this business starts at 0. 0 coaches, 0 customers. Day 1 signing up, 0 everything. That's what I love about this business. It's even playing field. You don't have to get in early. You don't need to be at the top. You don't have to, know everything about social media. You don't have to have a huge following. I had 200 friends on Facebook when I started. No Instagram, no nothing. Like it was just Facebook, and I had like 200 friends. I knew nothing. And you don't have to either. And Christina didn't either. But when I heard her story, her wanting to be a mom, and now she's a mom of 2 small girls, and I just heard her story, and she came from nothing, struggle, and just like, everyone has their crap. And she built in 10 years this empire. And it's like, why? I can do that. If she can do that, I can do that. Right? And that's the mindset you have to have. And not everybody has that mindset. And not everybody wants to have that mindset. Not everybody wants to do a business like this. Not everybody is willing to put in the time, to put in the work, to put in the effort. And that's just the bottom line. And that's why so many coaches sign up and within 3 months, they're quitting. Or a year later, they've done nothing and they quit. So you first, number one, have to understand that who you are now has to grow into the person that's going to achieve the things that you want to achieve. Because who you are right now is not going to get you there. And that's for me, that was kind of a tough pill to swallow, because it's like you have to then identify with your weaknesses and your fears and your self-limiting beliefs and what's been holding you back. And you have to deal with the crap from your past or your childhood or whatever. You have to. And it's not easy. And of course, we don't want to rehash those emotions and feelings and ownership and things like responsibility, but you have to. And ownership that the person that you are now is maybe just spinning, like I was, maybe just spinning. And you may want certain things, but are you emotionally connected to those things? Do you have a big enough why and vision behind what you really want? Why do you need it? What makes it so personal? Because it has to be personal and it has to be selfish to start with, 100%. When I started, I had this big, huge like vision and goal of like retiring my husband early and giving him the option to, resign and sell his part of his business. We have a family business, and build our dream home. And like I had like this, and it's silly the way that I thought about it then, but I didn't know any better. Like I could just be sitting at coffee shops, like drinking coffee, just like rolling in the dough, like what planet are we living on when that but that was my vision. Like I want to be able to go to coffee shops and work and like make money, and like go to Target and make money and like walk around Target and like not have to look at my bank account when I'm like buying things or donating or volunteer. Like I have another big like vision of just donating massive amounts of money to like community stuff. But I just had this like la la land. But then I realized my husband doesn't want to retire early. Well, he told me after like 4 years of me like being a coach, he's like, nope. I'm like, oh, okay. So apparently okay. So then I had to like revisit my why. I had to revisit why I was doing this. I had to revisit like what's at the core of what is really truly driving me. What truly is it? And it's a lot of kind of different things. It's a lot of moving parts, but ultimately it was because I want to prove to myself that I can do it. And it sounds so silly and simple, but like that's what I had to get to. And I had to keep saying, okay, why do I want this? And why do I do this? And why do I feel like this? And what's made me care? Like I care so much about, like I never thought that I cared so much about what other people thought, but you always have like those people that pop up in your brain who you're like, you are wondering like, what are they saying or thinking? Or, like you just have those people that pop up. And I really just want to prove everybody wrong. And I want to prove that I can do it. And I want to just give freely. And I want to be able to pour my time into my family and my priorities. And I want to take trips and not have to even bat an eye. And I want to give my husband the option of him going, okay, I see what you're making. I see how this is growing. So I want to just take that pressure off of him. We will be building our dream home. We do have these, this 5-year plan. But I had to get there, and it had to become super personal, because with that being personal, like when I quit my full-time job after 1.5 years in the business, that was damn personal, because I hated what I was doing. I hated setting my alarm clock, getting up, putting on khakis, putting on a polo, and going to clock in for somebody else, knowing that I was hating what I was doing. I love helping people, but I just was not, I wanted to be doing more. I wanted a bigger impact. I wanted a bigger platform. I wanted to help more people. I wanted to connect with women that were like me, that got me, that had the same goals as me. And I wanted to do it where I was being able to take care of myself first. And that's what this business is. You are taking care of yourself first. You are taking care of your health. You're taking care of your wellness. You're taking care of your mindset. You're taking care of your body. You're taking care of your nutrition. And that alone made me like just put my head down and go. And a year and a half after, I matched my desk job income and I could quit that. And that was personal, which then led me to being able to stay home with my kids and taking a forever maternity leave. And that was a byproduct. And it's what I always wanted, but it was a byproduct. It was not the personal driving, emotional, deep force that got me to where I wanted to be. And so it has to be you understanding that first, why, and keep asking yourself why, and write it down, and keep asking yourself why, and then write that down and get to the root of it. Because if you don't, you're going to always be spinning. And then it's also the person that's going to achieve these goals is just a better version of yourself. It's not a different person. It's not somebody new. And it's not somebody that you can't be, because the only thing that's holding you back from that is yourself and the fear that you have in moving forward. So when I say that in your first year, in a traditional business, these are the things that we just don't question in a traditional business, in a traditional brick and mortar business, in a traditional business model, right? These are just things that we don't question. If you are a business owner and you're going to throw up a brick and mortar store, whatever, a restaurant, a clothing store, whatever it is, you just know that you're going to probably have to invest on an average of like an average franchise. Is that how you say it? Franchise? That's not how you say it. Franchise. That word sounds so silly coming out of my mouth right now. Franchise. Okay. An average investment of a franchise. Oh my God, that sounds so, is that the word? Shake your head, yes. Franchise. Oh, okay. Okay. Franchise. Okay. The average investment of a franchise is $300,000. And in your first year, if you're lucky, you'll earn a profit. You'll turn a profit. If you're lucky. But most of the time, you don't in a traditional brick and mortar. Okay? So in 3 to 5 years, you're just happy to get your initial investment back. 3 to 5 years. $300,000, you're just happy on an average to get that back. But we don't question that. We don't question the investment because it's the norm, right? It's the social norm. We don't question that if I open a clothing store, I know that I'm probably not going to turn a profit in a year. I know that I'm probably not going to turn a profit in 2 years. I know that I'm probably not going to get the money back that I invested into this business and put up for this business in maybe even 5 years. We just know that. So take that same mindset and same person, put that same person in a network marketing business. And if they don't see a profit in the first 1 to 3 months, they quit. So, and they say it doesn't work. And I've had a lot of coaches come and go, And a handful of them have said, yes, I don't have time. It doesn't work. It's not for me. And all they're really saying is it wasn't a priority. Not only that, but my goals and the people that I love and what I wanted out of this business were not a priority. And that's ultimately what it is. So why do we think that the rules of the real world, like the traditional business model, don't apply here? They do. They absolutely 100% do. This is a real business. And this was something that took me years to wrap my head around. And that's why I will instill it in my coaches until I'm blue in the face. This is a real business. It looks different. It might not be a brick and mortar, but you still have a storefront. You still have a brand, you still have inventory, you still have product, you still have a business model, you still have a compensation plan, you still have, you offer a service, right? Like, it might not be a brick and mortar. You might not have to invest $300,000. Hello, I invested maybe 200. Let's even say 250 when I started, because I got Insanity and Shakeology and maybe the Recover. $200 invested in a franchise business, because your business, you can think of it as a franchise, because when you get to certain levels in your business, the compensation plan says that you can open additional business centers. So you can duplicate yourself. You can franchise yourself within your business. I know it's complicated now. So you are a franchise. So I invested $200 to be able to grow this business to a, let's even say, 5-figure income. 6-figure income. I will have a 6-figure income next year. And my goal, yes, is to grow beyond that. I am the few percentage that have the mindset, that have the vision, that have the drive and commitment and work ethic, and I will. But $200, and we squawk in 3 months that, we're not earning thousands of dollars or even hundreds of dollars. So it might not be a brick and mortar business, but it's still a real business in the way that it has to be built, in a way that it's going to be built. Right? And you can accelerate with network marketing. You can accelerate the process over a traditional way of building a business, but it doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't even happen in a month, and it doesn't even happen in 3 months, and it doesn't even happen in a year. You can definitely turn profit. I guess when I started, it was like I signed up my whole family, like my mom, my sister, after, I think it was like, so I signed up in September. I think in October, I signed everybody up. My in-laws. So it was my in-laws, my mom and sister, my grandma. Maybe that was it. And then eventually my husband. My coach should have told me to sign up my husband first. So I will tell you this. If you are wanting to build a business at all, a financial business at all, and capitalize the most, you need to sign up your significant other. They need to be the top 1 or 2 person in your organization. So I signed up those 5 people because I just got them all in Shakeology. They're all still drinking Shakeology 7 years later. None of them work the business, but they all get the discount. Okay. And so I did turn a profit because I got commission on the volume that was happening, but it wasn't consistent because I signed up those people, and then I had some customers here and there. And then that following, so September, I really kind of started working my business, I would say January, February, March, April, and I hit Diamond 4 months later. Is that 4? 4 months later. And Diamond is a very insignificant and important level in your business. And it doesn't take a lot. It's very simple, and actually it's pretty easy. But we put that on a pedestal so much in this business that we think it's so overwhelming and out of reach that it takes some people forever. And Diamond is, you have to sign up. You have to bring on, is it 8 coaches on your team. And one of those on each side have to be Emerald, on each side of those legs, on your right leg and your left leg. That's nothing, you guys. That's nothing. So I hit Diamond and continue to build from there. So you can earn a profit right away. You can earn a profit by enrolling a customer, signing up somebody on Shakeology, signing somebody up on a fitness pack that you got started, same thing that you got started on, getting them enrolled in our boot camp, bringing on coaches to your team. And that's really who you're looking for, are sure discount coaches that want to sign up for the discount and just get the discount on the products, which is cool, and be in our boot camp, which is really cool. But you also are looking for those people that want to do maybe what you want to do. I'm looking for, because I don't know everyone's goals on the call right now, I'm looking for people like me who want to use this opportunity as an avenue to bridge that gap from where they are to where they want to be. who are dreaming big, who have a big vision for themselves, who have dreams and hopes for their family, who have big goals or things that they would think would be really cool if it happened in their family, but they just don't have a vehicle to get them there. And they maybe have never been invited to the opportunity. And I'm looking for people just like me who want the same things just like me. And so you can accelerate the process, but it's not a get rich quick opportunity. It's not a get rich overnight opportunity. It's a get rich slow opportunity versus the typical 9-to-5 job where you get rich never, right? Never. So I'd rather get rich quick slow than get rich quick never. And you can earn while you learn, while you're learning how to develop your skill and growing personally and professionally and dealing with your crap and your junk yourself and working on your health and your wellness and your nutrition and putting in the hours and putting in the time that you need to. The average expert puts in about 10,000 hours to become an expert in what they're doing, in what they're building, and what they're growing. So it's like 40 hours a week over the course of 5 years. And we get so impatient in this business when things don't happen in 3 months, when things don't happen in 5 months or 6 months, when things don't happen in a year or a year and a half. I've been a coach for 7 years, but I'm still here because my vision and what I want for my family and the opportunity that I see with this business is so much bigger than that. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I know I just need to stay consistent, and I know I need to put my head down, and I know what I need to do. Granted, the last 4 years, I was in a season of having babies and getting pregnant back to back and nursing for a year. And mentally, I was shut down, postpartum anxiety and depression, which I'm still going through and hopefully coming out of a little bit. I couldn't build my business the way that I wanted to for the last 4 years. My oldest will be 5 on Sunday. And I had pre-partum depression. I had during pregnancy depression and anxiety, and after. So probably a good solid 5 years that I was going through that. And it got worse last year, worse than it had ever been in the 5 years. And it carried into this year, obviously. But I was in a season where I couldn't build the way I wanted to. I couldn't stay consistent. I couldn't pour into my team. I couldn't help my girls on my team that wanted to build. I couldn't help them do it because I couldn't help myself. And that's the number one most important thing in this business. Before you can lead anybody else, before you can help anybody else, before you can show or teach or motivate or support or guide anybody else, you have to guide and lead and support and motivate yourself first and foremost. And it's not that you have to be at a certain goal. It's not that you have to hit certain accolades or, physical goal or a certain number on the scale. I hope you don't even own a scale. It's not that you have to hit any of those before you can do anything, but you've got to be doing the activity yourself. You've got to be taking care of yourself first. You've got to be showing up for you first. Because if you're not, nobody's going to jump on your train. Because if you don't even know where you're going, no one's going to trust that you can take them to where they want to go. So sure, your income, like for me, like it can jump early on, but if you don't become an expert, if you don't put in that time, if you don't work towards those 10,000 hours, Thomas Edison, was he the light bulb man, or was that Albert Einstein? Thomas Edison, is that right? Light bulb guy. I read he trialed and errored 10,000 times before he got the light bulb concept to work. And like, don't you think somebody somewhere was like, well, that would be like, there's no way that we could walk into a room and flip a switch on. And then like, there'd be light. There's no way, right? But like he didn't give up. He did not give up. He stayed consistent. He put in that time to become an expert. He tried 10,000 times. And what, we talked to 20 people and they all tell us no. And we're like, oh, this business doesn't work. I'm not making any money. No one's joining me. I only got 3 people to join me. I only talked to 1 person that actually checked out the video. And well, how many people did you talk to? Well, I invited 10. What? Try inviting 10,000. Try inviting 10,000 and see where that gets you. Try putting in 10,000 hours over the next 5 years and see where that gets you. We're too quick to give up. We're too quick to say this isn't working. We're too quick to point the finger and project our lack of responsibility and ownership onto everything else. But how you show up for something is how you show up for everything. And that is a quote that I have in my office that I have to look at every single day, because I need to be accountable to that. I need to be accountable to showing up for me and my habits first and foremost, before I can expect or invite or be an example or an expert for anybody else to do it. Because nobody is going to join you if you're not doing the things that reflect what they want in life. So you can work out all day long. You can eat salads all day long. You can take sweaty selfies all day long. But are you taking ownership for the other crap that's going on? Are you showing up for everything else that you need to in your life? Are you organized and focused with your time? Are you inviting? Are you talking to people? Are you showing up on social media? Are you reading and doing your personal development, and not just reading it? Anybody can read 10 pages a day. Are you implementing? Are you taking the action steps and changing some habits that your personal development has taught you? Same with your professional development. Are you listening to the National Wake Up Call every single Monday? Are you implementing some of the things that you're learning? Your income will always match your personal growth. It will never exceed it. That was also something that was hard for me to swallow. If you don't become an expert, your income will never grow. Your income will always match your personal and professional development. That's why you can't get lazy. You can't take your foot off the gas. And I'm not saying you have to go 1,000,000 miles a minute, but you do have to stay consistent, and you do have to put the work in, and you can't give up, and you can't let your foot off the gas and you stop showing up. You can't post on social media on Wednesday and then not post again until Sunday, and then throw up an invite on Monday, that following Monday, and expect people to be knocking your doors down. If you stop learning, if you stop growing, if you stop being hungry, if you stop reading and rereading your vision and your why every single day, if you stop doing the things you're supposed to be doing, if you stop leading yourself, if you stop showing up for yourself, your momentum slows down. Your momentum slows down and your income will fall or never grow if it's never grown. It will always drop to the level that you are, always. So if you're a 4 or 5, you're only going to be bringing on 2s or 3s, right? You're only going to be bringing on 2s or 3s. I wouldn't want to work with a 2 or a 3, because those are the people that you have to push, pull, and drag. Those are the people that you have to constantly motivate. Those are the people that you have to constantly babysit. Those are the people that you constantly have to listen to their negativity and their poor me and why isn't it working. And those are the people that you constantly have to remind why they're doing it, right? So let's say that you continuously work, you learn, you grow, you are hungry every day, you show up, you're consistent, you plug into the trainings that you need to, you plug into doing the things, your shake, your workouts, your nutrition, your meal prep, you are focused with your time, you unplug, you shut down, you have hands off time from your phone, from your social media, and you be a mom, you be a wife, you be a friend, you you get organized and you get focused and you get on track with your activity that is matching what you say you want. And you work up to becoming a 6 or 7 or 8 or 9. We all know those 10s. We see those 10s probably on social media. But just know they didn't just wake up one day and like become a 10. And when I say 10, I just mean like they're living their best life. They're in their power. They have their shit figured out. And they are where they're at because of the work that they put in. And we all know them. We all have somebody in mind that we're thinking of. And you're going to be bringing on 7s and 8s. And those are going to be the people that take this and go, that take this and see this and go. And it's going to be fun, right? It's going to be fun. It's really hard work to build this business, you guys, but it's so stupid simple. So stupid simple. Most people just aren't willing to do it. And most people don't stay consistent. They don't stay consistent. They don't show up for themselves. They make excuses. They have a cookie and then they get, thrown off track with their nutrition, and then they think this is ridiculous, and, maybe they only see some results over the course of like 3 or 4 weeks, and they get frustrated and they give up on themselves and their priorities, and then they make excuses as to why it's not working for them. No, it works because there are lots of people doing it. There are lots of coaches in this company that are doing it. So why not us? Why not you? Why not me? Right? Your hard work will pay off, you guys. It will pay off. I've been a coach for 7 years. It will pay off. But you got to get your mindset right. You have to get your perspective right. First and foremost, in your first year, your only goal literally should be to be here in 1 year. Like if that doesn't take a ton of bricks of pressure off of you, that should be your only goal, you guys. When I signed up as a coach, I wasn't thinking if this doesn't work in 3 months, if this doesn't work in 6 months, if this doesn't work, if I don't get somebody, if I don't sell something, then I'm going to quit. That was never an option for me. There was no plan C. This was my plan B, and this was my only plan. Because my plan A was my 4 jobs, and that was not getting me to where I wanted to be. That was not creating time freedom. That was not creating financial freedom. That was not helping me pay off debt any faster. That was not going to help me stay home with my kids full time. That was not going to help me be able to give back to my community and take more vacations and pay off my debt way faster and be able to build our dream home. That was not going to get me to where I wanted to go in life long term. So my plan B was my only plan. There was no if this doesn't work, or I will try. Because when you say you're going to try, you already create a way out for yourself. There was no plan C. It's when I make this work, not if. And I don't care how long it takes me, because I'm going to be working anyway, and I'm going to be spending my time doing something anyway. Am I willing to make some sacrifices? Am I willing to shut the TV off for 2 years at night? Am I willing to put my kids to bed and get to work an hour on my business before I go to bed? Am I willing to get off my team call at 9:30 at night and then put another half hour in to listen to the national wake up call before I go to bed, and then put another 20 minutes in reaching out to some people to invite them to the business? And then am I willing to do 15 minutes of my personal development before I go to bed? Or am I not? And that's honestly what it comes down to. What are you willing to do and what are you not willing to do? Some people are not willing to shut off the Netflix. Some people are not willing to wake up an hour early in the morning. Some people are not willing to stay up an hour later. Some people are not willing to say no to their friends going out on a Friday night. Some people are not willing. to stay home on a Sunday all day to meal prep, work their business, get ready for the week, and set themselves up for some success. Some people most people are not willing to do that. And that's why you don't see a ton of millionaires walking around the streets. In 3 years, you guys, I want you to really hear this. I want you to really, really hear this. 3 years is how long on average it takes to create a 6-figure income. 3 years. Now you might be saying, well, Megan, you just said you've been a coach for 7 years and you're not yet a 6-figure income. No, guys, because I had to take care of myself for the last 5 years. I couldn't, even if I wanted to so bad, which I did, pour into my business and my people and my team and every single person I signed up, I just wanted to pour into and give one-on-one time to. But you know what? I couldn't because I was not well. I might have looked like it on social media because I'm not going to post negative stuff. Because what you feed will flourish. What you think, your feet follow. So 3 years on average is what it takes to create a 6-figure income. And that comes with 2 things: consistent effort and constant learning. Consistent effort and constant learning. And that 6-figure income is typically built in people's spare time. Spare time, you guys. Spare time. Not 8 hours a day. Not another part-time job. Spare time. When I started, I was working 3.5 jobs, and I was working this in pockets. And now I work it in mommy pockets, and I have a little bit more flexibility, not because I stay home, not because I'm a stay-at-home mom, because Lord knows I thought I wanted to be that, but I am not cut out to be a stay-at-home mom. We do not do projects well on the counter with markers or Play-Doh, and I do not have the patience, and no. I'm a work from home mom, and I stay home. So I worked in pockets. My pockets, when I worked 3 jobs, looked a little bit different than they do now, but I had to find those pockets. And when I was working my 3 jobs, it was, I got up earlier, I worked on my lunch hour, and I stayed up later. That was it, you guys. That was it. Fast forward to when I started having kids, then it became mommy pockets. And in my let's see, after a couple years, I would say that's when I started really like processing everything I'm telling you guys. Nobody told me this stuff when I started. Nobody told me this stuff when I started. Or I hopefully would have started doing this a lot sooner, but I shut off the TV at night. Guys, if I watch a recorded show, it is when my work is done and it's like 11:30 at night, and I just quickly want to get it in for like as quickly as I can, just to watch it. You know what I mean? Like Real Housewives or Grey's Anatomy or whatever. Or I'll take like a Saturday for like an hour because I've earned it, because I can. But I don't watch TV. I shut it off. If I have time to sit and watch TV, I have time to listen to a podcast. You know what I mean? Like, what's more important? Watching a recording of Grey's or building a legacy that's going to create time freedom for my family? When I say no to something in my business and I don't show up for something in my business, I'm saying no to my family. I'm saying my kids aren't worth it. I'm saying my husband's not worth it. I'm saying my dreams and goals are not worth it. I'm saying I'm not worth it. When you make excuses and you tell yourself that you can't do something, or you're not willing to do something, or you don't want to do something, or it's uncomfortable, or what are they going to think, or what is she going to think, or I'm going to sit down and just watch 30 minutes of a recorded show, or I'm going to go out with my friends drinking, or which is fine, but like, earn it, you guys, earn it. When you say no to that, when you say no to your goals and what you want for your family, you say no to your family. You say they're not worth it. It's like when people say they want to get healthy and work out and start, a healthier lifestyle. Okay, then do it. But then they make an excuse that, oh, well, I just got my hair done. Like I just got my hair washed and they, and done. Like, what? Is it important to you or not? Is it important to you or not? Are you willing to do the work or not? Are you willing to say yes and no to certain things? Is your family worth it? Is your kids worth it? Are your dreams and goals worth it? Is building that dream home worth it to be able to watch your kids run around the wraparound porch and be doing nothing on a Thursday morning, but watch them run around and drink coffee while you're still earning an income on your time? Success is not having a bajillion dollars in the bank. Success is doing what you want, with who you want, when you want. That's my definition of success anyway. In 5 years, 5 years, guys, is the average amount of time it takes to build a multiple 6-figure income, approximately $25,000 a month. 5 years. I feel like my mental health stole that from me, like the last 5 years. I feel like I was robbed of that time. But everything happens for a reason and everything happens for a season, and you learn from everything. But most people aren't willing to do the work. Most people are not willing to do the work. They're not willing to stay consistent. They're not willing to let their excuses go. They're not willing to push fear aside. They're not willing to live as themselves boldly because they care too much about what people think. Are those people paying your bills? Are they building your dream home? Are they paying off your student loans? Do they have the impact that you have? No. You can't let somebody else crush your dreams just because they gave up on theirs. You're going to be working anyway. You're going to be putting in time anyway. You're going to be working anyway for the next 5 years, right? For the next year, for the next 3 years, for the next 5 years. So is what you're spending your time on outside of your full-time job, is what you're spending your time on going to help you achieve what you want? So I could have kept my 3.5 jobs. I could have stayed stuck and miserable and unmotivated and just coasting comfortable and let my self-limiting beliefs and my junk and my crap and my past determine the outcome of my life. And I can't even imagine where I would be if I had stayed there and then went through 5 years of postpartum depression and anxiety. I can't imagine. Or could I use some of that time to build a business that's going to allow the freedom and the finance that I want for my family and myself? Right? Like, you're using your time for something, whether it's Snapchat, whether it's playing games on your phone, whether it's Netflix, whether it's, whatever, you're using that time anyway. And for me, it makes sense to use that time to build something that's going to work for me later on in life, right? Work for me and my family later on in life. And 7 years is the average it takes to become a 7-figure earner. When you can wrap your brain around that, when you can wrap your brain around even 3 years, if you put in the time of consistency and consistent effort, small activity every single day that compounds, called the compound effect, and you are just an active learner, and you just tell yourself, be here in a year, be here in a year. You guys, your life will be completely different in a good way. But a couple things you have to do, and this is what I'm going to close with. Number one, you have to become an active student. You have to become an active student, and you have to apply it. You are a work in progress. You are a work in progress. You should always stay coachable. You should always stay teachable. You should always be solution oriented, not problem focused. And that's a shift in your mind. Number two, you have to model the behavior that you see in other people that want what that have what you want. If you're surrounding yourself with people that are not where they're at in their life, where you want to be, you need to get a different circle. And that can be hard. I'm kind of going through that a little bit right now, and it's kind of weird and awkward, and you're just kind of like, but like, it's your life, you guys. It's your life. You don't get another chance. You don't get this time back. You don't get these years back. You don't get this time back with your children and your husband and your family, and you don't get another shot. So why the hell are we wasting our time around people that are negative or pulling us down, or that are not happy for us, or that are not rooting for us? Like, nobody supports you more than a social media friend. And you got to get more of those people then, if that's what it takes. But you got to tighten your circle if who you're surrounding yourself with is not modeling or living or behaving like the person that you want to be or become. And when you start to surround yourself with some different people, you start to, number three, audit your associations. It will impact your growth. It will impact your commitment. It will impact your dedication. It will impact your work ethic. It will make you level up. It will you will want to become a better version of yourself. And it's going to take that better version of yourself to get to the goals that you want, because who you are right now is not going to get you there. And it does have a huge impact on where you end up in life. Who you surround yourself with, the things you hear, the things you see, the things that are on in your, probably another reason we don't watch a lot of TV. I don't need to be impacted by the media. I don't need to be impacted and brainwashed by what's going in my ear and what I'm hearing and what my kids are hearing. Like, I don't need that. I know where I want to go in life. I know what I want. And if you don't, you got to get pen to paper and you got to figure that out. And that's all it takes. You just have to start writing. You got to get it out of here and on paper. And a lot of things might become a little more clear. I don't need to be surrounded by people that don't like health and fitness, that complain about their body, that talk negative about their body. I don't need my kids around it either. And in fact, when they are, we leave, because that's not my life. And those people are not helping me level up. Those people are not 10s. Not to say that I can't be friends or associate with those people, but why am I wasting my time? Why would I? I don't need to be around people that complain about being broke, or that complain about their paycheck, or complain about hating their job. I don't need to be around people that complain about their husband or complain about their marriage. What you feed will flourish, always. I don't need to be around other moms that complain about their kids, or that have naughty kids and that don't, teach their kids or encourage or build up or talk positive to their kids. I don't need that, nor do I need that to be feeding my brain or my mind. And if you don't have those people in your life, if you don't have 7s or 8s or 9s or 10s in your life, you need to find them, or you need to become them, because that is like a magnet. And who you become and who you start to shift into, not change, because you don't need to change who you are. You just need to level up. But then you'll start attracting those like-minded people. And that's going to be huge in where you end up in life. Number 4, you've got to turn around and teach. Anything that you're doing, learn, do, review. Learn, do, review. And actually in this business, it's more like do, learn, review. Do, learn, review. You have to take action. You have to go forward. You have to fail forward. You're going to fail forward 10,000 times. I hope that you fail forward 10,000 times. You're going to get to where you want to go quicker and faster with more knowledge, more confidence, less fear. And your life is going to look completely different in a year. Probably a lot sooner than that. So that was a lot, but I hope that that helped you guys kind of shift your perspective a little bit and maybe change the tune of your mindset.